Respect, unconditional love, man. So you already know what it is. It's your boy Ariel Naga L. Let's go to work. Um, this is a free video. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna talk about experiences over the last couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Within the rest and the rise. I don't know. Yesterday was pretty dope. That was a lot of different energies transmuting between different individuals or whatnot. And I talked to a lot of different people yesterday. You know what I mean? And it was all for a positive benefit. You know what I mean? And those energies are so heavy. It was so heavy. It's almost like I laid down with them. You know what I'm saying? And I remember laying down in the bed last night. You know what I'm saying? Watching Netflix and shit. And this energy came over me. I actually felt my Abdullah Al-Mangada or my Cobra sheets come out. I felt them last night. I was just laying down watching the joint, and it should just, and I was like, "Yo, why am I feeling like, oh goodness, like why am I feeling the whole Kundalini right now? Like, oh my goodness, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could feel it, and that shit was hitting off. I think, I mean, unbeknownst to a lot of people, like you know what I'm saying, I believe that I was visited last night. I believe I was visited by um, a spiritual energy of someone that's watching me or has intentions when they watch me. Because I felt them last night, like very, very strong. It's very passionate. Like I felt it. Like I felt them. You know what I'm saying? Like smell, taste, and everything. It was like I opened my eyes and I can actually smell. Um, I could smell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can smell it in the air, and I was like, "What is that?" Like I smelt it. It was strong. You know what I'm saying? Like the juices, I can smell it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why do I smell that? You know what I'm saying? And it was like faint. It was very faint. It was like just went across my nose, like you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, wow, what is that? Like, and this shit had me like in a headlock for like about 45 minutes, like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had no control. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit was powerful. But it was very passionate. It was very passionate, and I don't know if that was particularly a message or just high intentions from an individual that I'm unbeknownst to. Unaware of, more like I may say. It's very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Very powerful. And what's crazy was I couldn't even go to sleep last night, and I wasn't even tired. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't tired at all. Like I think I stayed up to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just watching Netflix. Like it was crazy, and I'm like, wow, I'm not even tired. You know what I'm saying? So what's crazy was I made a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? And then I smoked another clip or whatever. And you know what I mean? Like that's what evened it out. Like because the energies were so high, I put higher energies in with the coffee, and it just evened it out for some reason. Like high spiritual energy, high physical energy, will make you tired at the same. You know what I'm saying? So I just combined the two to see if I can bring it down, and it actually worked. So this morning I got up and I went on the walk to like release the energy, and everything was so bright. Everything is so bright. It was like everything is new, fresh, renewed, and it was just like you know what I'm saying. It's just powerful. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, wow, this is such a wonderful walk, and it just felt so good, you know. And I started seeing the image of who I may think had the intentions as I'm walking. It was very clear like very clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then again, I can't doubt myself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what I saw. You know what I mean? So I'm just reveling in that clarity. You know what I'm saying? I'm reveling in that clarity, and it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I believe that I should be mindful of the energies I put out, even though they're positive and relative. Because I just don't want to attract 1,000 energies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather I'd rather have more foresight on understanding what's happening instead of being conglomerated by all of the what you don't see happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what meditation comes in at. It allows you to tap in. Yo, what's good? Respect. Wow, Bubba, EMB, how you? Whoever, if whatever y'all missed, I was just talking on energies from tapping in yesterday. You know what I mean, and building with certain people. So I actually had an experience last night. For you guys who just missed what I was talking about, it was crazy. Like I had an experience, and I couldn't even go to sleep. And normally at a certain time, I get real tired. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't even get sleepy, um, and and I was like visited by spiritual energy last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. It was body physical. Respect. I got last night I got visited by energy, and I think it was physical. You know what I'm saying? That's watching me. You know what I mean? Because I can feel the intention. You know what I mean? And I actually smelled it. I could smell it, and it was very, very passionate. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And I was like, why do I feel like this? And it was, and I was saying in the beginning, I actually felt my cobra sheaths open, and they opened, and I felt that flicker last night, and I'm like, I started feeling that kundalini. I'm like, wow, I feel so good right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just going all up through me. I'm like, yo, what's going on? This shit feel crazy. Like, oh my goodness. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like I wish you could see it clear. I get goosebumps because it was just like so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in it, right? I'm in the whole energy, right? I'm in the energy. I'm laying in a bed, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching Netflix and shit. So the whole time I'm in the energy, right? I'm not thinking about a normal like feeling or sensation from it. I'm like, why am I feeling this? And then it started telling me it was sexual. You know what I'm saying? And then I smelt it. Like I can smell, you know how the juices smell? Like I smelled it across my nose, like, and I'm like, yo, why I smell juices? So I'm like, yo, who's trying to see me right now? And I don't even know who's trying to see me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stay to myself. I'm like a hermit. You know what I'm saying? I stay to myself. I don't really mix with other wars because I understand the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what's going on. So I stay to myself. So I'm like, whoever's watching me, their intention is strong. Like, their intention is, they set that whole thing to me. Like, and they meant to. You know what I'm saying? And I felt the skin. I felt the smell, it was crazy. I'm like, yo, and the whole thing was I couldn't see the face. I couldn't see the face. It was like, but I knew who it was though. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, well, I know and don't know at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was crazy. So I sat and I valued in that for a minute. And I was like, wow, is that me or was that sent to me by intention? You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't thinking of anything. I was actually in a dope ass movie, you know what I'm saying, about mysticism and shit. Like, that shit was dope. So I don't know where this came from. It just like overtook, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So prior to what I was saying in the beginning about this, I added on to that being mindful in the image. Right, very intense, yo. Like I was like, whoa. And even this morning, I had to go walk it off. Like I walked a minute. I was like, yo, what is this on me, yo? Let me go walk. You know what I'm saying? Let me go clear this up. Let me get some clarity out here. Let me go, you know what I'm saying, and ride real quick and let Rod shout down on me. You know what I'm saying? Respect. So I got clarity. You know what I'm saying? And it's to me, I have to. I since it was a physical incantation sent spiritually, I need that energy, and this is what I was saying to myself all day. I need that energy to be more forthgoing. There's no time for the manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself known if that's the case. And then also, I was saying we have to be mindful of the energies that we are crossing with, because sometimes we are just opening up and keeping our veils open for other things just to run in and have weight. And because the energy is positive, it doesn't mean we should be so, what's the word I'm looking for? Loosely with the way we handle our knowledge. Because it can come in and you're not aware of it. And I'm not saying that it was a bad thing. I'm saying I should have control over my own decisions and what I want and when I want it. That's complete power, especially when you're waking up. And see, that was egoic. I shouldn't have said that's complete power, because power falls in egoic minds. But it's complete understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Experience the Kundalini hit me on different characteristic traits. You know what I'm saying? Like different energies will make it open, and I will get a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Of heightened sensibility. This time it just happened to be that. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I believe that I left myself open for that. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's fine, because I'm loving myself a lot more now, no matter what the circumstances that I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a purity for myself, and I'm taking more care and more pause with myself. You know what I'm saying? As far as how I interject with certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, and thinking very more clearly before I react. So me doing that, that's privy to self discipline. You know what I'm saying? And you keeping the love for yourself, so you're gonna end up finding an order that keeps you righteous. You see what I'm saying? Within you trying to be self disciplined and practicing unconditional love for yourself. So with that being said, even though it was great, I have to remember myself in order to have that high respect of righteousness. Even though that's what it was, and I recognize it, I still have to have the respect for self. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I'm actually bringing it to you guys today. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Would I rather put it out now? If it was more personal and it was more at home, right? More at home, you know what I'm saying? And it was a situation that I was dealing with, and it was with a significant other or something like that, then that would be more personal, because that's something that we transcended together. You see what I'm saying? And we can keep that between our trinity. So that's not what happened. I don't have any, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in a situation like that. So I have to be respectful for self and responsible for my emotions. That's righteousness. Even though it happened, it's still righteousness. So, overstanding, understanding, and understanding your own wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the pathway to stay in righteousness and keeping the awakeness of the Most High in you. As we go further every day, different things are going to change, and test that notion to see if we're really privy to this cosmetic knowledge. So I see them coming with they test all day. I see them coming. I see them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you're going to fail. This test messing with me. You don't know who I am? It's Ariel Nagael, Prospect. You know what I'm saying? I revel in this. So, you know what I'm saying? I win every test that I have to take. But at the same time, being mindful of my responsibility of myself. And that's why I wanted to share it with everybody, because I think majority of the time, understanding how to take responsibility is very far from the reality of what responsibilities you should take. You know what I mean? And if you have the clarity on how to take your responsibility correctly in each situation, there will never be a falter on that, because you'll be prepared for every emotional aspect within taking. Did you answer on rising other people's kundalini? You mean ab rising? You mean like helping other people's kundalini rise? Is that what you're saying? Like accessing to like help other people, like for me to help somebody else's kundalini rise, or like I'm trying to understand what you mean by ab. Can you explain that? I'll give you a second. I know you're typing. Okay. Um, Personally, and I stress this when it comes to knowledge. Within the knowledges, and see contrast and comparison, it works. Everything that we deal with. See, it's kind of dangerous. It's like saying you're not a complete chef, you know what I'm saying, but you're still cooking food for people, and then you want that same response, you know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna get a chef's response unless you're a full chef, right? Makes sense, right? With that being said, there's vibrational levels. Now, I'm not saying don't help people. What I'm saying to you is your your indoctrination, your standpoint in life, and what you're going through is only your path. It's your book. You see what I'm saying? Like I can show somebody what I'm doing, and then on top of that, they can take from it. But I can't tell anybody what to do because ultimately, the Most High probably has them here for a different piece on the chessboard. You see what I'm saying? Like I can be about I can be about the spirituality, and they might be the king, and we might mesh good together as peoples. But ultimately, I'm there to give him the spiritual understanding. You see what I'm saying? So that's where that circumference comes in at. So I can't tell him this is how you open your kundalini. You see what I'm saying? It's just because his kundalini is completely different. You see what I'm saying? So even when it's privy to the knowledge, like I can tell somebody I have a certain set of knowledge, but I can't tell them what's gonna awake them. You see what I'm saying? Because they're different sets of people. You see what I'm saying? So, and for each situation, the Most High has a different spectrum for each individual. Thus, the reason why we should focus on color. You see what I'm saying? Like they say, even in all the knowledges, racism is not something to focus on, but color is. You see what I'm saying? Color is because color is a part of the spectrum that's condensated from down out of the cosmos. So depending on your spectrum, you have information that's privy to your whole existence. Yes, all the time. And I can make myself see auras. I can turn mine and I can turn on and off. I can adjust my eyes to see auras. I can see what type of aura you have. Like, especially I can see it even more online. Like when people online, they drop in knowledge, I can adjust my eyes to manipulate the false camera of the computer and it'll show me the actual picture of their glow, their energy that they're giving off. Melanin can be in three places at one, four places at one time. You know what I'm saying? And it's said three because that's in the physical, but it's actually more than that because three goes 3, 6, 9. You know what I'm saying? So melanin in physical can be in three places, but also can go into a second dimension in the fourth and create other threes, which makes seven. It's always from me. I choose to. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And that's your path of how fast you are coming into your light. You see what I'm saying? Like matter of fact, I'll give you a great example. Brother Universal Frequencies dropped a video yesterday, and he was saying we are responsible for knowing our level of knowledge because some people might not be up to that level yet. So the level we on, we can't just impress on them with the power that we have because they're not completely finished with classes that they haven't taken yet, basically. So that's important to wanting to just know I can just wake people up because you might wake them up to some shit they not even realizing is inside of them and they don't even really want to see it because they're terrified of what propaganda has taught them. So people have to be walked into this and some of them have to be spoon fed this. You see what I'm saying? Like a baby have to be spoon fed it. So if you can have that understanding, and overstanding with that, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna gain more unconditional love from your students. Because then you can rise and lower your level according to the knowledge that needs to be obtained by your students. So it's not to say don't teach, it's to say know what you're teaching to whom you're teaching it to. You see what I'm saying? And that's more important than just having a criteria or a curriculum. You see what I'm saying? So now when we're dealing in the cosmic understanding of teaching, there is an array of students in one class. You may have 5-year-old intuition opposed with 100,000-year-old intuition in your class. And because you're privy to teach, you see what I'm saying? You have to guide them on different levels. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the power comes from. You see what I'm saying? You being able to notice the level of consciousness that rests with them indifference between other people, and then that'll give you a foresight on how, when, and where. You see what I'm saying? Everything to me is multiplication and mathematics. I can actually sit down, depending on a couple of circumstances of people that I know, and I can add up the way they are, divide that by the circumstance they're dealing with, and multiply by what may possibly happen, and give them three circumstances that they put themselves into. And I can tell them what they just went through. And they'll say, "How'd you know that?" I was like, "Because it's mathematics." You see what I'm saying? But to another person, they'll think you're psychic. Now, if I'm melanin and I'm privy to use my efficiency to the speed of light, you see what I'm saying? That means I can add numbers and circumstances in my head faster than you even know what's going on before you left, because I know you. And that's self awareness. You see what I'm saying? So self awareness allows me to know the characteristics of a normal person because you focus on self first. We're not different from one another. What's different is the contrast in the situation that we're dealing with. And contrast is not even different. It's just showing you the the other version of that energy. So that's what contrast is, another version of that energy. So when you are privy to yourself, you start seeing the contrast and multiplication problems so fast and vast. So then you say, wow, this is how far it stretches out. So now you have a whole knowledge list of everything you need as far as deciphering everything right in front of you by the fact of the propaganda of the system. Because they can't touch your computer. Your computer is cosmetic. So don't and right. But see, what I want to say is, don't allow them to give you the tools on what you use to be conscious and intelligent. Their intelligent is not our intelligent. You see what I'm saying? So you have to know on a higher altitude that you can tap into some other shit. And if you are working that integrity, ultimately you're going to keep yourself in that high rise of energy. So then when you encounter smaller, unobtainable situations that are on the physical plane, it's nothing to you. It's like, what are you worried about? That's, you don't see this. You see what I'm saying? So that's where that power lies. That's right. You have all the tools inside of you. You see what I'm saying? But it's not, you have to, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's not tools. Just like, that's why I said, don't let the system give you what you need to describe your situation. Like if you say tools, then that means the limitation of what they can do. You don't have tools. You have cosmetic, how, what's the best word I could create for it? You have cosmetic amenities. You know what I'm saying? You have cosmetic extremities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you have. You don't have tools because what you have, it can't be labeled. This is why we tap in. We tap in to do other things. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean, not like that? I'll say it like this because I kind of feel it. Every terminology created in man within his physical existence has a control over the physical existence. So whenever we agree, like how I'm talking now, just to get a point across, you see what I'm saying? It's like I'm using tones of physicality to explain myself, even though I know the feeling of what I'm saying has a whole different meaning. So, with that being said, I'm privy to understand that the access I have and what I'm using has a higher ratio than what I'm using. You see what I'm saying? I didn't say forget. I said not like what? Because you said not like that after you said I have tools within myself, and I said I was explaining yes you do, and da 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 of another pretense, and then you said not like that, and I was like, what do you mean? Have you gone back into any of your previous lives? Yeah, I look at them sometimes. I really don't focus on the past because the past doesn't hold nothing for the now or the future, and I don't really look forward to the future. I kind of deal in the now because it's like the energies that propose itself for the energies of this frequency are for the day. They're not for yesterday or tomorrow. They're for the day. Okay, I got you. I got you. Right, right, right. I got you. But yes, I stay in the now. Peace, Queen. Great rise. Great rise. Respect to you. Wonderful. Um, yes, so I stay in the now because to focus on yesterday is time travel. You know what I'm saying? And it actually, if you notice, and I was actually speaking to the queen who just came on about this yesterday. I was saying sometimes people get in their minds and they hold on to past so much that you daydream, and you'll be in a daydream thinking about 2 years ago, and somebody will come and say, "Yo," you'll be like, "Oh shit, you was just literally out of your body." You know what I'm saying? Even though you felt yourself, but you were out of your body because your mind was somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Your heart was somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? And that takes you that takes you out of the comforts, you know what I'm saying, of the reality. So the now is what you should be focusing on, because the now is where the energies is focusing on, particular to the situation of today. You see what I'm saying? So tomorrow is not going to get fixed by yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And now can't fix tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to focus on what today is to get all of that, and let that sun trans over just to start a new day. This is why it's a rise. You know what I'm saying? Every new. You know what I'm saying? Anew. It's anew. Arise anew. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the cycle. 360 degrees. 360 degrees of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You see what I'm saying? So there's always a constant new. So you have to be in the now to deal with the new. You know what I'm saying? So otherwise, waiting for something that's not here, or looking for something that's gone. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's where our power lies, is understanding that there is no fear in either or. You know what I'm saying? And most people like to try to hold you to those aspects, so therefore they can hold more control over your life. In relationships and jobs and everywhere you look around life, they try to hold the past and the future, so therefore they can control your now. To be aware of the higher aspect, you know what I'm saying? So it's it's not, well, more or less not for, right, not more or less not for us, but for them to control the fact that we are aware of the higher aspect in the now. So, like, knowing that you're gonna be in the now and you're gonna revel in that, I'm gonna do things from yesterday and tomorrow to fuck up all that, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Thus, the reason why you have overdue bills, the reason why, you know what I'm saying? I can, I can, and it's like more like, if I see you and actually see your physical flesh, I can pick up the intensity of you somewhere else. Like, and if I see you and we don't bond, it'll pass. It'll be resonant in my DNA, but it'll pass. And only when something severe happens to you will I pick it up. Now, if I build with you and we're looking face to face at each other, I have a connection with you. It's like we open up a tunnel between each other to wherever we are. And whenever you think to call me, or if you was talking to somebody about me, whatever, I can hear you. I can literally hear your feelings. So I can use the feelings and explain somebody what I heard. You know what I'm saying? The melanin, bro. That's what I be saying. It can be in three places in the physical at one time, and one in the second dimension by itself. When three goes times three, it creates six, plus one is seven, and it's gonna keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? 369. You know what I'm saying? It'll be 10. 367 it'll be 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does that. You know what I'm saying? Like, melanin is that powerful. But matter of fact, I actually just said this to my homeboy. I don't know if anybody never seen Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Or matter of fact, I might have said it in my other video. If you never seen Naruto, the cartoon joint, and he was fighting pain. So Naruto had three mental clones in the second dimension where he held the God power at. So every time he ran out of the God power in the physical, he would tap into the one he had in his mind to release more power. So he said, right. So he said, he was like, if I can get more focus, I can make more clones of the God power in the second dimension, so I never run out of energy. That shit hit me like this. Boom! I was like, yo, talking to me? You know what I'm saying? Yo, you talking to me, son? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is, I was like, yo, it's sage energy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, right, hell yes. I was like, yo, you heard what he just said? Because I'll be meditating. I'll be like, yo, that's crazy. You feel me? So I'm sitting there. So, and that same day, I sat down, I started meditating. I was like, yo, and I started pulling, like normally when I meditate, I get my calm, I get my compound, and it'll be clear, like, ding. And what I'll do is I'll start, fixing things for people with unconditional love in life. So I started saying, I need to work on myself in the second dimension. Let me go in there real quick. So when I seen this shit, I sat down, and when I sat down in my calm, I started making different ones of me. I started making different versions of me that I would believe for me to be in different times. So whoever I was in like the first year of creation, I made myself look like that. Whoever I was in the 1800s, I created myself like that. Whoever I was and when I was born, I recreated myself because I remember me from being a child. So I recreated everything I knew I was from my existence now, and I recreated everything I possibly would have been when I didn't know myself. So after I finished this meditation, I had a whole bunches of me in different aspects surrounding me in a spiral, and we all sitting there like this. Now, after I got this, I'm sitting there with all these different versions of me in different time existences, and I said, "Why am I feeling this power? Was like it was so godly, like." It was like right. I'm getting excited right now. I'm sorry. Let me calm down because every time I talk about this, somebody it turns me up because I know. Hold on. Woosah. When I talk about this, that energy turns me up because there's so many of me. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at what my mind would visualize me to be in all these different existences. Now, when I did that from the point to the center where I was, I pulled energy all the way around the nine, all the way around the nine. I started pulling it up, and it came into me, and I started glowing and getting big all at one time. And I woke up, not really woke up, but opened my eyes, and it was like boom, and I was like, yo, I'm looking around scared. And I was like, yo, what I just did? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking around the room. I'm like, yo, what I just did just now? I was like, yo, hold up, son. You be running into shit too much. Fall back a little bit. Fall back, son. You might have jumped into the book too deep and didn't know what you was jumping into. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was powerful, dog. It was like raw. It was strong. Like, I wish you would. You don't know me. You know me now. It was like that. It was powerful. That's all I can say. Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it brought back all levels of confidence, even when I failed and I was at my height of confidence through my whole existences. Like when I was a kid, when I won, when I lost, when everything, it brought back all my confidences. And I was like, whoa, that's what I was missing. Particularly to that, my homeboy is going through something and he awakened the God in himself. And we was building, and he was like, the way he chose he's a king. He wasn't on the spiritual, he's more of a king. Gray Rise. He's more of a king. He wasn't on the spiritual. So the way he took he by force from himself. He was fighting himself, going through emotional shit. He was fighting himself by changing the way he was. And then he manned up and was like, nah, it's me. Back on my throne. And it was powerful because it gave me incentive. It gave me, yo, are you back on your throne? Who are you? Who am I? I know who I am. Do you? How many of you do you know of you? And these are the questions started coming to me. I'm talking to myself like it's coming out of me. Like it's the feeling that's coming out of me. And it's like, do you really know yourself? How much have you studied you? And I would just went back, boom, in this meditation and cleared everything that I believed through the existence of now, which was me. And when I did that, this is when the power started rising itself. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm noticing how I go out every day and deal with normal things. You know what I'm saying? I'm reacting a little better to it. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to how I was reacting to it if I wasn't on all my confidences, right? Like I'll be like all twisted tongue or trip over my feet, Poindexter, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't know what I lost, but I need to get it back. You know what I'm saying? So with this, it's allowing me to comfortably come back into self. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that power at. It's like come back to self comfortably and then rise from there. So then ultimately, if we were taking enough contact to grow a certain way, ow, if we were taking out of contact to grow a certain way and by control, we didn't grow conducively, then what's happening is through our mishaps and our blindness, the cosmos is rising us back up again. I think ultimately that is rising us up to destroy us. And I say that because we're not what you want to call the top of the flop. Like as much as we're awakening and we're doing all that's wonderful, but you have accountability and responsibility for what happened within the past. So the Most High knows all everything that happened here. It goes through the black hole and it comes out through the sun. It's different energy to keep us going. But you were supposed to learn from these energies that are privy to us to grow. So unconducive to our growth, we did not keep our trinities. We did not keep our families whole. We did not raise or create our children out of subconscious mind thought with an original queen. We did not stick to the commandments. So with all these things being said, why the hell you think, oh, we all waking up right now? It's because we've been fucking up so damn long. So it's like, wake the fuck up now, because I need you to realize so I can destroy your ass again to bring you right back. If you think I'm bullshitting, go look in the knowledges. Even when people wanted to twist up the story of Pharaoh and the Most High hardened his heart just to do what he did to whatever he did in that pretense. Now people try to make it look like he did it himself purposely, but Pharaoh had a second thought and he tried to have remorse for what he was going through because he didn't understand his plight for his negativity. And the Most High said, I hardened his heart to make him destroy them so I can rise him and destroy them to stretch my power. So ultimately, if you were guided and you pointed a finger and you said, well, it's not my fault, it's them, you're ultimately by default saying that they're in control of your life. And if the cosmos is righteousness and that's what we're supposed to be, aren't you telling the cosmos that you are more afraid in this physical situation, or you're more in control by this physical situation than who created you? So then how much mindfulness are you aware of self is what I'm saying. Because every day you point your finger at somebody, you blame somebody for something, you say why this ain't working or why this ain't going right or what you got to do to fix it, yet not taking no responsibility for self. Why the fuck would I put your punk ass on the fucking throne? Yeah, you waking up because you've been asleep the whole time, gods, goddesses, wombs, universes. Sleep. So yes, wake up now. Please wake up with all your arrogance and ego so I can cut your fucking head off and grow you again. This right here is called cloning and super cropping, my nigga. Y'all be playing around, man, and y'all keep getting in y'all ego thinking that you waking up and that shit means something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it means a lot. It means what you haven't been doing for your fucking self. This is what beat me down. I cried. That shit hurt me to my core when I realized the universe had to f me to wake up. Because of all my transgressions. Because me looking at this or me believing in that or me not taking a stand for self-righteousness and self-discipline. It took everything you went through, damn near died, crash cars, everything you've been through in life, and you still ain't woke up yet? You know what? I'm going to make your ass wake up, but it's too late to let you grow. Y'all going to come all the way back and feel good. That shit going to feel good. And we're going to start it over again. So now you can grow to be God's correctly. Yeah, we getting this energy, but we ain't even a percent of a percentage and a half a percentage of the percent of the energy that we dealing in. That's how powerful this energy is. Are you not hearing me when I say melanin can be in 3 places in the physical and 1 in the second dimension, while it's recreating 3 in that physical to be 6 in another? This is melanin. Mathematics. They said 3 is the most powerful number it is, 369. Know it because it multiplies. It multiplies in a way that can't multiply in the box. This is why when they show you how the square is in the head and when you awake, the circle gets a square. You see what I'm saying? The 360 degrees of awareness. Are you aware, or are you just happy the infliction has happened? Are you aware the fact that or are you saying, well, I used to be like that, but it's okay now? Yeah, it's okay now because it's supposed to feel good. That don't mean you ain't get an ass whipping. And ultimately, I can't even point the blame on something that don't even exist. Like we give more power to what don't exist than what we know do exist. Oh, they did that to us. I do it too sometimes. I hate these motherfuckers over here. You know, I do all that shit. I'm no different from nobody else, but I'm mindful now of my actions and what I allow control me by the words I speak. You see what I'm saying? And that's where your power at. I'm not going to speak you into existence by giving you power over me. I must be a fucking fool. Even look your direction and have feelings to make myself wonder if you're going to do something to me. I must be a fool. Because ain't nothing in this ethos can do anything to you that you don't allow yourself at some ratio. So self-awareness and a full is all you need. And when you have that, your aura will go around you and double up. and protect you because of self-awareness. You're too busy inside of self to worry about outside. And that's where our power comes from. You have to go inside. The Most High didn't make no mistakes when he did anything. Only thing that mistakenly guided you the wrong way was the will and the propaganda of others who do not carry what we have. Thus, the reality of the cosmos does not home that energy. This is why it's an illusion. And it's a strong one. It's very strong because you can feel it, touch it, taste it. But does that make it real? Let's wake up. I'm talking about really wake up. I encourage you people to build with me. Use my email, geoz803@gmail.com. Contact me on Hangouts. Face to face, build with me. Let's get a dialogue. Let's work this energy. Let's build this magnetism between each other. Let's start making magnetism ripples all over the world and creating nothing but cosmetic energy that leaves spaces everywhere. And people go into these spaces and it's like, what's going on? Sounds like somebody's waking up. If we're going to wake up, God damn it, let's wake up. If this is going to be the last hurrah before it come back around, let's wake up the right way. See what I'm saying? That's right. It sure is strong, but we are so much stronger. And that's what we got to realize. Ain't nothing can mess with it. You just got to realize. And after this, you're going to sit down and say, but I can get cut. I can get hit by a car. These things. Yes, that's worry. That's implication. Those are spells. Those are words that you're putting back into your mind to remove yourself from this higher energy that we're all cultivating right now, which is a beautiful thing. Be mindful. Stay diligent. If you have to, stay to yourself. Cultivate that self energy so that you grow larger in self. It's all up to you. It's all in your hands. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it the way the world propagates, the way you should be as a person, or are you going to use it like a god? I charge you, I challenge you to step into your own shoes and stand next to me. I'll be waiting. Ariel Nagael, you already know what it is. Unconditional love, married upon self, respect. Peace.